All right, Number Sense team. Here's our first digital practice. Um, so, one of the biggest things we're going to do on these digital practices is I'm going to give you one problem from the main sheet that we've been practicing, and you can find the sheet on our Schoology page. It's UIL practice page. You'll print that PDF off, and you're also going to want to print off a UIL answer sheet. So before you start this lesson, pause your video and grab the UIL practice page, the UIL answer sheet, and a pencil, and then we'll be ready to go. All right, this first problem we've already done in our lesson before, but one of the main things you want to do here is combine 2017s. If you have 2017 times 4 plus 2017, it's really 2017 times 5. Then you can break that number apart, and you're going to start at the largest place value, and you're going to do 2,000 times 5, which is 10,000, plus 10 times 5, which is 10,050, plus 7 times 5, which is 10,085. Pause your video and give these three problems that are similar a shot. We've also done number 2 in class, but the number one thing here is make the number simple with addition or subtraction quickly. So I'm going to make that 71 a simple number by taking 1 away from it. What I do to the left side, I have to do to the right. So if I take 1 away from 71 to make 70, I take 1 away from 57 to make 56. 70 minus 56 is 14. Pause your video and give that a shot on these three problems. All right, 216 times 50. This is the last one we did with the group last week, but the quickest way to do this one is timesing it by 100 instead of 50. If you do 216 times 100, you get 21,600. And since we were supposed to be multiplying by 50, all you have to do is divide that by 2 and get 10,800. Pause your video and give these three problems a shot. All right. Fractions, addition of fractions, especially when we're dealing with sixes and fourths, should start to come really easy. These should be one of the easier problems for you. You need to find the least common multiple. Some of your teachers might have taught you to times the 6 and the 4 to find a common multiple of 24. That will work, but it's going to be more work. You quickly want to do 6 and 6 plus 6, and then another 6 is 12, and then 4, 8, 12. Your common multiple or your common denominator is going to be 12. 1/6 turns into 2/12. 1/4 turns into 3/12. So total, you have 5/12. Now, the biggest thing you want to do when you're doing this UIL thing is to double check to make sure it's in simplest form. If that 5/12 isn't in simplest form, make it in simplest form. Pause your video and give this one a shot. Give these three a shot. All right, 217 times 11. Whenever you times anything by 11 or 12, you definitely want to break it apart. Break that 11 into a 10 and a 1. 217 times 10 is 2,170. 217 times 1 is 217. 2,170 plus 2,217 is 2,387. You can use that trick whenever you have 10s, 11s, or 12s. Pause your video and give this one a shot. All right. Whenever you're dividing by decimals, I looked at UIL and it seems like they're mostly going to be dealing with simple multiplication facts. Like you guys all know that 5 can go into 15 3 times. Then you just have to fall back onto your rules when you're doing long division. If you were doing this problem on long division, you'd move that decimal point over 2 places to the right, and you turn that 5/100ths into 5 wholes. You do that same thing to the 1 and 5/10ths, and that would become 150. Now you have a problem. 150 divided by 5. That should be nice and easy. 30. Pause your video and give these three problems a try. Moving the decimal. All right. I did a lot of research on the UIL side of squaring larger numbers. They are going to throw one of these into you on every test, and it's going to be a number squared from 11 to 20. So you have two choices. One, I put the 16 through 20 squared down below, and you can just straight up memorize those if you'd like. I have through 15 memorized, and then I struggle with 16 through 19, and then I have 20. Because it's not really common knowledge to memorize these, when we are at our next meeting, I will teach you a trick. So if you want to see if you can memorize those, pause your video and try these three. All right, we dive into another fraction problem. 7/8 minus 1/2. I hope at this point everyone could quickly realize that 1/2 can be have just about any denominator. It could be 2/4. It could be 3/6. It could be 4/8, and then right away 4/8, 7/8 minus 4/8 is 3/8. Check to make sure it's in simplest form, and you are good to go. Pause your video and try these three problems. Number 9, 16 times 12. It's very similar to the problem where we times something by 11. You break that 12 into 10 and 2. 16 times 10 is 160. 2 times 16 is 32. 160 plus 32 is 192. Get used to breaking those down nice and fast. Pause your video and give these three problems a try. All right, number 10. This is where we dive into estimation for the first time. 1,776 times 13 plus 27. Big mistake, don't add those 13 and 27. That's not following the order of operations. So we need to be within 5% on these approximation problems. 1,776 times 13. I want you to break that into, first, I want you to round 1,776 to 1,800. If you want to go up to 2,000 to make things easier, you will not be within 5%. So 1,800 times 13, that would be the same thing as 1,800 times 10. And you see I'm breaking that 13 into 10 and 3, just like we've been doing. 1,800 times 10 is 18,000. 1,800 times 3 is 5,400. 18,000 plus 5,400 is 23,400. And the exact answer of this problem is 23,115. So you are definitely within 5% and you are good to go. So give these three problems a try and we are done with our lesson. So when you come into our next lesson, bring both of the sheets you've been working on and we will dive into the next 10 problems. Have a great week and I'll see you at our next meeting.